93 Boxing. I'm back. It's been a while since I've been making videos, and I do apologize to everyone that supported me, everyone that liked my videos, everyone that commented on it, especially in the positive way. But I've been really busy, so right now I found myself some time, and I'll try and make more effort trying to make a video, at least a video a day. And excuse me for my lack of quality on the video. I hope you understand that I am outside trying to go back home, and while doing so I'm making a video. Upcoming fight, Mikey, Garcia and Errol, Spence. I'm really excited for this fight. I don't know who's going to win. Obviously Errol Spence being the right favorite. I think he's rightfully favorite. He's very big, strong, fast. He's got fast hands, relatively fast hands. I do think Errol Spence is, he has weaknesses just like every other fighter, and I do think Mikey Garcia has a better shot than many people think. The question that will determine if Mikey Garcia can win or not or how the fight will go, depends on, number one, how will Mikey deal with Errol Spence's work rate. Errol Spence imposes himself on his opponents, and he lands shots. Not only does he throw a lot of punches, because Sean Porter throws a lot of punches, and we're going to get into a video about Sean Porter very soon. Sean Porter throws a lot of punches, but he doesn't really land it. He doesn't have the accuracy of Errol Spence. He doesn't have the skills, the timing behind it that Errol Spence does. Errol Spence is a skilled fighter for sure, and he's very strong, great endurance, and he has a very high work rate. I'm wondering how will Mikey Garcia cope with them, especially body shots, and that will be Errol Spence's keys to victory. That's the number one key to victory for Errol Spence. He goes to the body very well. He has a high work rate. He punches hard to the body, and he's able to cut his opponent's ring off. He can cut the ring off pretty well, and that's what I'm anxious about. Mikey Garcia is not the guy to have the fastest feet out there, but he can have pretty fast feet. He's not known for moving around very quick on his feet. But the question is Mikey Garcia, right? Is he a better fighter than Kell Brook? Because Errol Spence's best opponent is Kell Brook, and I am tempted to say that yes, Mikey Garcia is a better fighter than Kell Brook. I'm tempted to say that. Mikey Garcia, in my opinion, is more of a complete fighter. He overall, I feel overall, on average, he faced better competition than Kell Brook. Mikey Garcia has faced consistently decent competition to top fighters. Kell Brook has faced occasional top fighters, two of which he lost to, and there's no shame in losing those fights. And he beat one in Sean Porter, a very close fight. Is Mikey Garcia a bigger puncher than Kell Brook? This is the most important question, in my opinion, of the fight. Why? Because Kell Brook was known as a big puncher welterweight, but I'm not sure if he's the biggest. I'm not sure if he's a KO puncher. He just has a good amount of power because of his size, and he has good timing and accuracy. But I don't think he's a big puncher like a lot of people think he is. I've been hearing rumors about Mikey Garcia, about how hard he hits. There's videos of Robert Garcia and people that worked in that camp saying that Mikey Garcia hits harder than Marcos Maidana, even when Marcos Maidana was in Robert Garcia's camp. Now, Mikey Garcia was hitting Broner very hard. He hit Robert Easter very hard. And, the effects of those punches, like as soon as Broner got tagged with a left hand, he kind of didn't want to throw more punches. He was hesitant. He went back to his own little shell where he likes to, he feels comfortable in, not throwing too many punches. But because before that, I feel like Broner was actually trying to let his hands go, but after that he wasn't. When he got tagged with the left, it's when Broner was reaching to Mikey's body and was trying to retreat back, and then Mikey caught him with the left hand. So I think Mikey hits pretty hard, man. Does he hit as hard as Marcos Maidana? All I know is even if he hits around the similar power of Marcus Maidana, he can be a dangerous fighter. Because I feel Kell Brook is not as hard of a puncher as a Marcus Maidana. I don't believe that, okay? When Jesus Soto Karass fought Keith Thurman and Marcus Maidana, we have to keep in mind, he said they both have they have similar power. They have the same level of power. And Sean Porter, when he faced Keith Thurman, stated that Keith Thurman's power was the hardest punches he felt. This is before the Danny Garcia fight. I still think Keith Thurman might hit harder than Danny Garcia still. But yeah. So Marcus Maidana is definitely a puncher, and we have to keep in mind that if by chance Mikey Garcia is hitting as hard as Marcus Maidana, that's a dangerous fight for Errol Spence. I think you have to keep in mind, Marcus Maidana faced in sparring Chris Algieri, and Chris Algieri said Maidana is the hardest puncher he faced ever, and Provodnikov is the hardest puncher he faced in the ring. And I believe that. Errol Spence he hits very hard, but I think the thing about them is he is not the puncher of a Maidana. He's not the puncher of those guys, or he might be very close to it, but not there completely, because Errol Spence is a guy who breaks people down. Like even Leonard Bundu said, Keith Thurman hits harder than Errol Spence. Errol Spence breaks fighters down. He doesn't really, all these knockouts he had against Chris Algieri, who Paki couldn't knock out, who Khan couldn't knock out, who a lot of these guys couldn't knock out. Provodnikov couldn't knock out. Who, by the way, I believe Provodnikov hits harder than Spence, and even Chris Algieri said that. But Spence got a knockout because he broke Algieri down. He went to the body. He's very imposing. There's more than just power to knock a guy out. And I feel like that's what essentially Errol Spence does. He breaks people down, and that will be the fight. Can Errol Spence, how will Mikey Garcia react, and what will he do to prevent Errol Spence from breaking his body down, going to the body? What is he going to counter? What's he going to do? How's he going to deal with it? Will he be able to deal with it successfully? Because I got a feeling he's going to try counterpunching and move around a bit, but will that be enough? Will Errol Spence, I got a feeling that Errol Spence will be very successful at that, being able to break Mikey Garcia down, and that's kind of why I was leaning towards Errol Spence. But at the same time, I think Mikey Garcia might hit very hard. Like, look, man, Mikey Garcia might hit harder than Kell Brook, and Kell Brook rocked him a little bit. I think Mikey Garcia might hit harder than Kell Brook. We don't know. Look, I'm going off based on what their camp has said, that they hit as hard as Maidana. Actually, they said they hit harder. Mikey Garcia hits harder than Maidana. Harder, he said. Not hard, as hard. He just said harder. Right? Harder than Marcus Maidana. So, those two questions. How will Mikey Garcia deal with Errol Spence's effective pressure and work rate? And Errol Spence just being able to cut the ring off, being on him. And how hard will Mikey Garcia actually hit? I'm anxious to find out, especially the second question, which is the power of Mikey Garcia. I really want to find out. But yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait for the fight. I'm gonna give my prediction soon. But yeah, man, 93 boxing. It's good to be finally back. But for now, I'm out. 93 boxing. I'm back.